Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a timely tarot oracle reading about random shift. This is general or collective, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you and leave the rest. If it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life back then, that could give you further clarity as to what's going on now. I am going to begin with the King of Wands. It's the underlying energy for this reading. And the King of Wands is a visionary. He's one of four kings in the major or in the minor arcana. And he is considered probably the sexiest of all the kings. So this is someone who's very passionate about life. His element is the element of fire. And it's represented by the wands, and the wands are made of wood, representing fuel for the fire and passionate action. So the King of Wands is known to be very charismatic and a leader, a visionary, someone that can tackle new projects in new ways. He also, if you notice on the back of this throne, there is these salamanders with their tails in a circle, and this little salamander running by here, and a lion. This is talking about having protection from fire. And I noticed a while back that there's a face on the back of his throne. You know, you can see two eyes and a mustache. Now I can't unsee it. There's smoke coming out of his nose and mouth. And this could just mean, hey, he is smoking hot, and he is, or it could also represent a reminder that where there's smoke, there's fire. Sometimes the King of Wands, his desire for the new adventures and new passions in life really bleeds into his romantic life. So keep in mind that the fire signs generally are a little bit later to settle down than other signs because they have a strong desire to be independent and also to have their freedom. And then we have the Chariot as the underlying energy from the oracle. And my oracle is Tales from the Vector. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. And so the Chariot is about the power of spin. It's basically, the Chariot in traditional tarot is, a tank, basically going through any obstacle that gets in your way, because you're on your destined path, the path that you came here to be on. And in my oracle, it is represented by the yin-yang symbol, which is saying that you are very balanced in your masculine and feminine energies, and like very balanced in life in general. So you're on your destined path, and it's already in the spin on the spiritual realm. This energy is saying that you're it's happening in the spiritual realm, and whatever you're working on is happening. It may not be apparent to you as of yet, but it is, just know that when this card shows up, it is saying, don't worry, it's already happening. Once it's happening on the spiritual realm, it's going to show up in the physical in God's timing. And then we have this energy, and God's timing is the best timing. So you don't want to be before your time or after your time. Okay, so this is the Four of Swords, and the Four of Swords is talking about putting your mind to rest, basically. And I feel like that's kind of the energy of this reading. It's talking about, planting seeds, and then wanting them to grow and wondering, will they ever grow? Like, am I wasting my time? Am I moving forward? Like, it feels like maybe you're a little bit stuck in the energy right now. When this card shows up, though, it's saying, and maybe you might need to use a slightly innovative way, do a little bit of things slightly differently to see if that nudges the energy forward. This is someone who is putting their mind to rest, and instead of overthinking about it, they are meditating and praying and connecting with the Most High to ask, hey, what do I need to do next to unstuck this energy? Something like that. And get it spinning again. And this is talking about, he's clearly in a church of some sort with a stained glass window here. This is the word pax, and it's talking about peace of mind. So this energy is hanging your mind on the wall and going to your heart after your authentic desires. And through prayer and meditation, quieting your mind, so your mind will talk you out of doing things that you want to do a lot of the time. And the devil energy, when it comes in, it's talking about temptation. So I feel like this could be saying like you're really focused on moving forward in something, you've been working on it, and you're feeling a little discouraged at this time. And the energy is like maybe being tempted to take a shortcut, do things, in a different way that's maybe not the best way. It's maybe not the smartest thing to do, but you figure I'll get there sooner. And so it's also about, the devil energy is about temptation. And, we have two lovers here. They're yoked to each other and they're chained to Saturn's box, which means that they are yoked to the devil energy. And he's sitting there in between them, crouched there in a very primal way. And this is talking about basic animal instincts. So it's talking about this being less about love and more about lust. The devil, it's very manipulative energy. You're not going to get the truth from the devil. So I always see, what's the next card up? I want to see, can we find out who's involved, or we can, get some head up on what's going on, or does God step in and empower you? So this is about walking away. So I feel that, this card quite often, okay, there could be several things here because we do have lovers here. The thing is that this card is talking about having put a lot of love, time, energy, invested a lot of yourself in something or someone sometimes. The cups are about love, and quite often this could be romantic love, but it can also be love of anyone or anything, and it can talk about being in an energy of something that you love to do or something you love to be, and walking away from that, feeling like you have to walk away from it. And this is also talking about, so if this is romantic love, it's almost like we have 5 good years here, and then we have 2, and there's a gap. And so quite often this gap can be because there's 3 people instead of 2. And so this is talking maybe about a third party energy entering the relationship, after 7 years possibly. It's quite, and then either you or the other person is done. You're walking away. This can also talk about putting a lot of energy and effort. Maybe this could represent years again into a business or a project or something that you really love to do, but it's just not paying out, or you don't feel like there's a strong foundation for it to be successful. So walking away from it. This is also could be walking away from people that you're not romantically involved in out of necessity. You have to walk away from them because they're not benefiting your life. There could have been behind the scenes energy here. So this is talking about you're done, you're walking away. And it can also be about not walking away and saying, okay, the devil might be trying to get you to walk away from something or someone so that they can have their way with them, if that makes sense to you. Or also like crushing your enthusiasm, the passion that the King of Wands has. So instead of just tweaking what you're doing, instead the devil convinces you, hey, just give it up, you suck. That type of energy. And we have the 4 of Wands here. This is saying you have a strong foundation for success, for ultimately getting what you want. This is also considered like the marriage, official marriage card in tarot. A lot of people recognize it as that. This can be talking about you have the down payment for your castle. You've already made great strides in whatever you're doing, but you still have to make the mortgage payments, and you might be getting just a little bit tired and discouraged. So this is saying you have a strong foundation. Keep going, basically. maybe don't walk away from it yet, but maybe be like the King of Wands and tweak things a little. Try, experiment, try approaching it in a different way. And then this also can represent, if this is the marriage, it would be like having that, the question has been popped. Both people have said yes, you're planning the wedding, and now you have to put some energy into the relationship if you want it to continue to be fulfilling. So when the energy gets stagnant, it's about not walking away and actually putting the energy into the relationship you're in. So this card is encouraged. I feel this reading is encouraging you to keep going, because if you love the person, or you love what you're doing, and it's also saying at the same time, if you have to walk away from people who are discouraging you, then that's what, it's a 50-50 thing. And we do have this energy here, and I just feel like this is talking about, third-party energy here. Quite often this is seen as a celebration. I find this card, just in my readings, it generally means more of an energy of third-party energy quite often when there's 3 cups here. For one thing, the cups are representing love. And so if this is romantic love, why are there 3 people here? And if it's another energy, the 3 people, you can see they're not intimately connected at all. They are actually celebrating something that has happened, an event or something that has occurred, and it's not necessarily that they're celebrating you. I don't feel that you're in the picture here. And this energy is also talking about, it can, in many cultures, if you toast like this, if you don't look someone in the eye when you're toasting them, especially in Europe, there's many cultures where they'll freak out on you, look me in the eye, because they have a very strong superstition that it causes 7 years of bad luck in your love life. And how many cups do we have here before the gap? 5 + 2, 7. So that's why I find if this card shows up with this quite often can represent the third-party energy celebrating that you walked away, or that your partner walked away, or the competition celebrating that you walked away. And yay, now we can pick up where they left off and make this successful. That's the type of energy I'm picking up here. So, it's basically saying in the reading so far, calm your mind down and don't be fooled into walking away from something that you've already put a lot of energy into. And you have a strong foundation for it. And, watch for, like, this can represent gossip and slander. And quite often, this card comes out on the full moon and the new moon, because the energy is like loving to stir the pot kind of energy. And we do have that, energy. As I'm doing this reading, there will be a new moon and a total solar eclipse tomorrow. So just pay attention to the cycles of the moon when this card comes up as well. And then we have a true cup of love coming in, though. So that's pretty awesome. See, like if you give up now, like you're just about to receive what you've been waiting for. And quite often that's when people give up, is right when they're about to receive whatever it is that they were working towards. Now, the Knight of Cups is talking about, generally, this is the knight in shining armor that comes in with that offer, and it's true love. And he's the one that we read about in all the romance novels, and the one that's in the movies, and dressed to the nines and a class act. And it's sitting here on this energy saying, I feel, you don't quit now. Don't walk away from whatever this is. Take some time to just chill out. Maybe take a few days off from it and calm your mind down. Don't let your mind talk you out of what you really love to do, who you love to be with, or, that type of energy. And then we have the King of Swords. Yeah, King of Swords energy is, the King of Swords is saying that you need to remember that words can be used to elevate, and they can also be used to as weapons. And so the King of Swords energy is generally someone who's an authority figure, someone that's higher up. Quite often this can represent even political energy. someone that makes the laws and the rules, whether that be in your house or in the House of Commons, whatever that is. And so this is someone that is most likely, the element is the element of air. And the swords represent the energy of your mental intelligence, discipline of your mind. And, how do you express yourself through words? Now, that could be written or that could be expressed verbally. So this quite often is like a politician energy, someone who makes the laws, and, also people that use their words to earn their living. And so, but it would be someone higher up, like a president, a prime minister, because we have a king here. It could actually be a king. This could represent people that are in the Senate or in Congress or, in the House of Commons, that type of energy. And this can also represent authors, maybe on the best-selling list, publishing a book. It could also represent researchers that have done very well and are working towards maybe a cure for a disease. It could be engineer energy, someone who's an inventor, and they are, they're coming up with patents. This also can sometimes represent the energy of a surgeon, dentist, psychiatrist, a veterinarian, those types, where they're wielding that sort of knowledge. And it can also represent definitely the judicial system. So if this quite often does represent a divorce lawyer, and with this energy here, this could be, someone maybe walking away because there was a third party energy, getting a divorce, and then a new cup of love comes in. So if this is about the judicial system, it could be judges, head prosecutors. If it's a lawyer, most likely a lawyer that is a partner in an established firm. And basically it's saying, this is someone who's very good with their words, but also understands that action actually does speak louder than words. And if you don't follow your word up by action, your word becomes meaningless. We have a reward here for staying on the path. I feel like that's saying, the pentacle energy is talking about health, wealth, and happiness in the 3D. And the aces are always about new energy coming in. So I feel like, if we're in this half-hearted energy when, we don't know if we want to stay or go, and we're not 100% committed, then it's going to have a huge reflection on how successful we are. And so this is basically a reward for following your North Star. And your North Star is your North Node. It's your destined path, being on that path, exactly what the Chariot energy is talking about. So it's saying it's already in the spin. I feel that the competition is playing with you like a cat with a mouse. So don't be the mouse. Be brave and continue to move forward. There's always going to be ups and downs in energy. And quite often we're tested. How badly do you want it? The universe likes to see action. And so if you are on your path, and it's considered the path of glory, and that's represented here, here's the divine and the universe collaborating to bring in a pentacle reward. So this is not just about, the pentacle energy is the element of earth. And so it is about matters of the earth, physical matter on the earth, and earthly matters. So money is a huge part of that, and we need money to be able to function at a high level on the planet. Having said that, this goes a little bit further, because you could have all the money in the world and still, if you don't have your health, or you don't have love in your life, or you're not doing what you love to do, you're not going to be living the lifestyle that you really want to live. And so this is talking about lifestyle and having a beautiful lifestyle. And I feel like this is talking about almost quitting. Like, I feel like you're on the verge of almost quitting here. And it's like, are you going to quit, or are you going to keep going? And the devil would love for you to quit. Your competition would love for you to quit, because then they can just pick up where you left off, and it's like a springboard for them. Most of the hard work has already been done. And then we have the Queen of Wands. So the Queen of Wands is saying, hey, you know how to do this. And actually, the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands could be, maybe the King of Wands is ready to settle down. And he is offering a cup to the Queen of Wands here. He's met someone that he feels, hey, now I had hardship in my love life and I walked away. Or maybe this is talking about this third party energy doing their best to keep these two apart, that type of energy. Because someone here wants the King of Wands or the Queen of Wands and doesn't want these two together, that type of energy. The Queen of Wands is saying, go back to your true character. She's happy, like she follows her happiness. That's shown by the sunflower here. Sunflowers turn with the sun, and the light of the rays of the sun are soaked into the heads, and that's they turn as this and follow the sun throughout the day. That's talking about her energy. She's very sunny. Part of the reason for that is she has a very strong connection between the spiritual realm and the physical. There's a very thin veil between the two, and she uses her intuition and her logic to be able to come to creative solutions. And this is talking about this little black cat is saying she doesn't believe in superstition, and she knows I can come up with a creative solution to any problem. And what's interesting is the Queen and the King of Wands, the Knight of Wands, and the Page of Wands. The Knight, she's the only one that doesn't have these symbols on her garment or on the back of the throne here of the 4 face cards in the wands. And that's because she doesn't need protection from fire, because she commands it. She sets the tone. This is the way it's going to be. And she's generally very happy because of it. And so this is talking about coming back into your true nature and not letting other people talk you out of what you love to do or what you love to be. And then we have a major transition happening here when you make that decision to go back to your true self. If you're about to quit something that you love doing, are you actually really ready to stop doing it? Or are you just being sort of talked out of it? Are you talking yourself out of it? Is this something that you love to do? Or is it just something that you feel that you need to do? Or you don't want to quit now because you put this much effort into it? Like, would you do it just because you want to do it? That's basically what this is about, I feel, this reading. And this is about transition, and a major transition happening when you make that decision. When you start to be doing something that it comes from your heart rather than from your head, you're more likely to be successful and be on the chariot. The energy of this card, the death card, quite often scares people. They think, oh, it's a prediction that someone's going to pass. You can't predict that in tarot. Some people say you can. I don't believe it. This is just a snapshot of where you are at this moment, and you are at a pivotal moment in time where you need to decide: are you going to continue because it's in your heart and you love this and you want to do it, or are you going to quit because other people are talking you out of it and want what you have? So that's what I feel the energy in this reading is about. We have the light at the end of the tunnel. You might be going through a dip in energy. You might be going through some shift in what the rules are, that type of energy, and just feeling kind of discouraged. A lot of people actually on YouTube right now are feeling that because they're talking about changing the requirements and to doubling the requirements to be able to be monetized in that. But it depends on why you're doing what you're doing. If you love doing what you're doing, monetization is great. Otherwise, you might be doing it just because you love to do it and you like to empower other people. So this is talking about that type of energy. I feel like this is saying you need to understand why you're doing what you're doing, and that will really empower you. The why isn't usually not why me. not the why me, or why is this happening to me energy, but why am I doing this? And once you decide that, if it's because you love to do it, then the transition is very easy. You move forward, and because there is a king trampled here by the energy, and it's not representing a person. It's just talking about systems changing and you adapting with those changes. Something has happened that you thought would never happen, and maybe you were really close to your goal, and then it's like the rug is pulled out from underneath you. But it depends on how you look at the situation. Like the older person here is trying to barter with the Grim Reaper not to come through town. And the younger people here are handing him a flower, saying, because this is talking about rebirth. And so this could actually accelerate your energy to move forward, like a ball that's spinning. And then we have justice. And justice is talking about the justice is living well, basically, I feel here. As long as you're enjoying what you're doing, that is justice right there, living well. But the sword of justice is talking about if you're on the right side of the law, it's going to be a blessing for you. And if you're on the wrong side of the law, then you're going to feel like you have to pay consequences. And this is talking about, her right foot is forward and she has her sword in her right hand. So it's saying, I feel like there could be some sort of situation that some of you are in here that is a move that, is affecting you on a legal level or something like that. Or the rules get changed, and you don't agree with them or whatever. But you have to decide for yourself which way you're going to go. I feel this is less about a legal situation and more about the why of what you're doing. I'm going to clarify it, but first I'll just go from the bottom to the top and down again. We have this energy of really looking into yourself and asking, why am I doing what am I doing? Is it quiet the mind and, allow yourself just to feel in your heart. Is this something that I want to continue to do? Is this a relationship I want to continue to be in? Is it worth me putting more energy into it? And then the Ace of Pentacles is talking about a reward for staying on your destined path. So if you're feeling like, yes, I love doing this, then I guess that's your answer. And then get more into that energy then and just continue enjoying it. That's the justice, I really feel. And there could be a major transition from this. Maybe you needed a little switch in the way that you're doing things. Quite often, that's what this energy is talking about. And there could be a cup of love coming in. Maybe you've been, in the past, you got divorced because there was a third-party energy, and now you've kind of given up on love or whatever. This may be saying, it's time to change your attitude and not let other people take from you or talk you out of letting them take from you what you already have a strong foundation to have. Everybody deserves love, and there's nothing more fun than doing something that you love. It's that type of energy. And so that can be the reward for a lot of people in itself. And you could probably find that you are provided for in other ways then, if it's really on your path. So I'm going to clarify with the oracle cards, and this is talking about, these are upside down. The numbers on these cards represent the paintings as they're listed in my gallery on my website, talesfromthevector.com, and I will put them in the description box below in the order they appear. Dissemination of information. So there's an elephant in the room. Dissemination of information is when you start to believe in your own press. Oh, I'm not good enough and I'm never going to make it. I may as well quit now because I'm not going to get there. Well, if you quit now, yeah, you predicted your future. You're not going to get there. If you stay in the game, chances are that you will get there. It might take you a little bit longer than you thought, but expectations will always create limitations. You might even actually be expecting that it takes longer, and you could actually anticipate that the journey would be shorter. And so Scorpio energy, this is talking about being able to unite with your words. And I feel like that's becoming united within yourself and also uniting other people to come together. Or you could be conquered by other people talking you out of something or talking yourself out of doing something. And so I just want to point out when the horoscope signs show up in a reading, this is talking about, for me, I'm not trying to point out an individual person. I'm talking about the quality of each sign, the state of being. Every sign has its strengths and weaknesses, its pluses and minuses, and we can learn from all of them. If you ever get your birth chart done, you'll notice that you have them all in there somewhere. You can really learn a lot about yourself by watching how other people that do something. Every sign has their specialty, and the Scorpio energy is very good at uniting people, like in this visionary energy of the King of Wands at the same time. You have to remember that the Scorpio energy is represented by the glyph of a scorpion. And scorpions, when they hit, they can sting. Their words can sting when they're in the mood for conquer. Get out of their way. And the surrender part is talking about, are you going to go for, are you going to go what's in your heart, what you really love to do? Are you going to be on God's plan, or are you going to surrender to other people? And in particular, surrendering to the devil is never a really good choice. And then we have the lovers. So this is talking, I feel like, you might even be talking yourself out of a relationship because, you've heard rumors, oh, that person's a real player. And it could be either or here, because both of these, the fire energies tend to settle down later in life. Or you could go by your own experience of what you know of that person. I feel that this card is saying that this is a solid offer of love. And it could really be a really good transition in your life if that's what you're looking for. And then we have father figures. You might be ready to settle down. Like if you're in this energy, you might be ready to settle down, both of you. And it might be an amazing relationship. You might be someone that wants to be a father, or perhaps you're looking for someone to father your children. And so there's a time and a place for everything. So don't turn princes into frogs. Don't quit before you even give it a chance, basically. And we have Gemini energy coming out here as well. So the Gemini energy, when it's showing up in the readings at this time, it's talking about strong communication, but it's also talking about strong communication from the universe. And, the planet Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini from the time I'm doing this reading about 2 months ago. And it has not been in Gemini since 1941 to 1949, which was when World War II was in full swing and the aftermath, like 75 years ago. And, this bottom line is that in this energy, the truth wants to come out. So you may be finding out a lot about the truth about yourself and about other people around you and about what you really want. And the interesting thing about Uranus in Gemini, for people who want justice, it's like a blessing. And for people who don't want the truth to come out, it's a pain in the butt. So we're going to be in this energy until 2033, for the next 7.5, 8 years from the time I'm doing this. So it is significant. It's coming up in a lot of the readings. And I feel like the truth of the matter is that, if you love doing what you're doing, that in itself is giving it benefit. And don't create foolish expectations. Expectations will always create limitations. You might be thinking, oh, it's going to take this long, or I'm going to earn this much. And you're asking the universe for a specific amount, and the universe is looking at you and going, oh, that's all you wanted? I thought that you could anticipate way more than that, but if that's all you want. And you're like, no, I want to anticipate my future. All right, so this is talking about, deciding the why of what you're doing. I feel that's basically what it's saying. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you do. It will help me build my channel to get to the double the watch hours I need now. All right, bye for now.